I don't know.
It
I've hinted twice. I don't know what to do with you now.
I know you
You're
don't
like,
know what to do with me, but you know what?
yeah,
We're live.
you're like one of those baked potatoes, and it's so fucking hot and it's steaming, but you can't not eat it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
That's
I
that's
I thought maybe I was one of them baked taters that it should be done, and you reach in there without the pot holder and you try and squeeze it, and you go, Mother Puspa, that thing's hot, but it's not done yet because it doesn't squeeze. So,
ah. So
mm,
you're
huh?
being compared to a vegetable and you like it. That's a step up in your life, Miss Mary. You're doing something wrong. Anyway, yep, this is the Dork Table one more time.
Yes, it is. We are on the Dork Table on the Saturday before Christmas, no less.
23rd of
Yeah.
01 and 7.
So not only will we be dorks, but we will be dingalings as well today, because overachieving, let me tell you.
It's easy for us because we're so damn good.
I know. I know.
Now that's enough slapping us on the back. Let's say hello to all the 12 hardcore fuckers we got out there doing this shit with us.
Let's see. Well, everybody over on Twitter, hey there. I don't know about other
Hey,
than the
Twitter.
barmans. Thank you, barmans, for tweeting us out. I retweeted one,
Hey,
and then I was
barman.
too busy grooving to all I
Ooh,
want for Christmas is my two front teeth.
yeah, that.
Yeah, that. And let's see, over on Mines, looks like there's not a whole hell of a lot going on over there as well. Let's see what's going on in the corner pocket.
Oh, hey,
JJ's is over there, and so is the kind one, and Nate. Hey there, guys, if you're tuning in. Hi.
They're, they're, are they tuning in or are they tuned in?
Getting very deep and
I will.
ethereal and all that fun
I,
shit.
I would be happy to explain the details of
No,
this
that's
in the
because
closet over here, Miss
son
Mary.
of a bitch, that voice just really messes with me. It's like, God, it's
Yeah.
gotten to the point where it makes my butt pucker.
Wow. Ta-da! I have finally achieved greatness.
Yeah, you have achieved butt pucker mode. Yay,
Oh,
thanks. I
you're
also
on the
see Nelson Dubois is over here. So, hey there, everybody over here on Minds. In that Freedoms Network, Grimmy is over here. And TD Sanders. Hi, TD.
hey,
She's
TD. What you doing?
she's sharing some really pretty stuff.
Hello, Terry.
And let's see who else
I
is.
said hello to Miss Terry. Ha, ha.
Yay! Cowboy Tech is also over here.
Cowboy
So,
Tech.
dude, and Java Doctor was here for a while, but it doesn't look
Eh,
like he's here anymore.
might be out.
Crapanoly.
Might be out Christmasing shit.
Ooh, he might be. He might be.
Yeah, it's the
And
day
the
before.
mighty Grimner is here. And I did get to listen to a little bit of the Freakers Ball last night until I really needed to have a nap. Like
Don't
an
ruin it for
extended
me. I
nap.
haven't yet.
Well, I didn't stay up long enough to listen to Ho Ho Fucking Ho, what a crock of shit.
Yeah, Grim put it on the request yesterday. Gave me a giggle. So I'm looking forward to when I listen to the show during the week when I got, ample time.
Ah.
Because it's late here, and then sometimes, like, I want to not be up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Or
Ah.
5. Or if it is 5, I'm going to bed, not getting up.
Oh.
Living large out here in D-Mark, I'm telling you.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Okay.
Crazy times.
Let's see. Okay, over here in the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to give us static. And I see Slim Jim is drunk. Oh, Slim Jim, if you're drunk, oh, honey, no, 'cause I've done radio drunk. It's not fun. It's not. Well, it's fun, but later when I listen, it's like, what? What was I thinking? I obviously was not. In any case, right up top is Barman. Hey, Barman, you dang-a-lang, how you doing? The ding, the ding, 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 ding. I also see Cowboy Tech is here, and it looks
Cowboy
like Yeah, he gets to listen to pleasant voices and that one that gives me a butt pucker. Um, Grimdork is here. Yay! The dorks are here. Oh, and I haven't changed my name to Gramsy Dork. What the hell? What the hell? I better
Oh,
tend to that right now while I'm
Java
thinking.
Doc, Java Doctor's here.
Java Doctor is here as well.
Yeah,
Java Doctor
He said
2
he may
even.
not. He was just chatting in the chatting
Oh, he was
chat.
just chatting in the chat.
Yeah, with Cowboy
Yeehaw.
Tech.
Ah, okay. You know what? The lovely Kate is also here from Florida.
Gay!
And
Or,
Asmo. Oh, you're not.
Asmo? Hey,
Oh,
Asmo.
Slim Jim's not drunk. When I'm drunk, I tell people they need to make sure to take the vitamins. I speak really well when I'm drunk, which is why I don't do that anymore. And I sing
You're hard
real
enough
well.
to follow when you're not drunk. I have spoken!
I also see Beth Z is here.
Beth Z.
As well as Chalcedony and Circles.
Well, that's Great. Hi, Chalcedony.
Oh, it's Chalcedony.
Hello, honey.
Hello,
I know
honey.
you're not listening tonight because I can see you in the kitchen.
Ah, well, yeah, she's cooking. She's cooking. Let's see, who else is here? Chloe, because you got to have the triple E going on. I'm here. IB Don C is
Hey.
here.
Yeah.
Done,
Hey, IB.
done. And the Java Doctor, too. I also see Jay Dredd is here. Hey, Hansel. Guess what, Hansel? I'm wearing my ding-a-ling earrings. Not that it's going to do a whole hell of a lot of good, but and both I was ding-a-ling in my earrings, and both my doggies came over and went, huh? What? Huh?
Is it a coincidence that you read the name J Dredd and immediately think of dinglings?
No, I immediately think of Hansel, and then that makes me think of Hansel and Gretel, and then I think of ding-a-ling.
Hey, so you're the one that nicknamed him that, aren't you?
I don't remember.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
Asking
yes,
you
because he was
nothing.
Hans Dietrich for a
Yeah.
while there. So I started
And
calling
when
him
you
Hansel.
Hanseled him, he changed it to Jew Dredd. Now we got him. At Hansel again. It's like a chess game without any pieces.
Oh, yeah, life is good. Okay, where was I at? J-Dread. Juana Taco.
Juana Taco.
Yay! And Meisterbrow, or Meesterbrow, as Grimmy says it. Meesterbrow. It's a Meesterbrow. It's one of them there special bras.
Isn't it one of them there German words?
I think so.
Don't you have a Nazi on the side to clarify how to pronounce their name?
See, and I got German ancestry, and I would
That
pronounce that
don't-
Meister.
No. Well, that could have been a weekend in Barcelona. That don't count.
That's true, but we got people out here that pronounce their name Mater, but they spell it Moeder. It's weird. They're weird. They're
Well,
weird people.
It's like my grandpa said, where's the Nazi when you need one any damn way?
Ah, no, damn it. Oh, look at Java Doctor. He's such a go-getter.
Doctor!
He's so awesome because he bought his wife 2 new van tires for Christmas with her money. You overachiever.
Oh, hey, wow. It's the thought that counts.
They're Michelins.
Wow.
Excuse me.
They're
Wow.
McMichelins, too.
Yeah, McMichelins, yeah. Wee.
Don't-
No, that was Macmillan and wife. Duh. Okay.
Wow, we're fucking up hello tonight.
Yes, we are. Hello,
don't
rain.
Do this.
I don't have any rain out here, and that's a good thing because it's 17 frickin' degrees outside. Brr. At least the wind's not blowing. It's supposed to get up to freezing. Oh, Meisterbrower is the name of a cheap beer. Ah.
Yeah, I knew that. I just don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not a Nazi.
You're not a Nazi? Oh.
I don't even speak German. But the weird thing is when I hear it, I know it's German.
Oh.
It's like a train wreck. You know, you go, wow, I don't want to know that. But then one happens and you see it and you go, wow, I can't not look at this. It's a similar experience to listening to German.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm trying
Rain!
to rain. Yeah, rain. The rain in Spain falls
Where
mainly
did
on
we
the plain.
look at this?
RLM Fluke, the Vanna White of the RLM
White.
channel.
The fluke.
Okay.
What
Slim
get
Jim,
lucky at the
Slim
process.
Jim Flim is wanting to know. And I don't remember. I am so bad.
You don't remember the name of a cheap beer?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Well.
there. Okay. I am not here to argue with you about unimportant details. I'm only here to argue about the truth. Just the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, Mort.
Hi, Mort. Okay, Rob Works is here, and I saw him fire up the bubbler earlier.
Works.
Yeah, and that trusty feller, trust no one, and Bitcoin looks like it's on its way up again. Yay! I hope silver goes up. I actually have some tangible silver. Alan
I told
B.
you last week on this here damn dork table, the price of Bitcoin is gonna be going up and down like Lady Gaga at a Rolling Stones concert. Don't you fucking people ever listen to my advice?
I don't want that mental image. I prefer the teeter-totter thing. Thank you very much.
I think I'm going to take that as a personal insult because you don't think I know what I'm talking about.
No, you just go right ahead and you think that. You are welcome to think whatever you wish. Hi, Becky, I am.
No, but you like that voice better than,
Yes,
you know.
yeah, no, don't. Man, just thinking about it, my butt puckers. God.
Wow. Hey, I could market myself out as a new suppository. Henry.
Okay.
The audio suppository.
The audio suppository. Well,
And then,
that's for those people that have an ear infection, right? There we go. I dropped the F-bomb.
It's an audio of Henry Kissinger reading the Bill of Rights.
Don't
And
do
the
that.
Constitution.
Don't go there. Ooh. Hi, Becky, I am. Hello, Colfax 101. And Dakota. I love it when he puts the on the end of it. Dimma is also here, as well as Dorky Lynn. Hi, Dorky Lynn.
I know Lynn.
And there's 40 acres. 40 acres.
You know who that is, right?
I think I do.
No.
Frumpy.
Yeah.
Hi, Frumpy.
Do
Frumpy.
you know why I wrote? Do you know why I wrote 40 acres in there?
'Cause you got 40 acres.
But it didn't have enough room for a mule.
Mm.
So I only got to put in 40 acres, so I kind of changed it a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gary L is signed in. Hi, Gary L.
L.
And guest 24491
Guest 24491.
1010.
And that too.
Yeah. And Kozu and Moy.
Kozu
And we need
Moy.
Moy.
Hey,
Moy.
Poxified's even here.
Poxified and Pom Sauce and
Pom
Slim Jim Flim and Teddy, the cuddly one.
Teddy.
And to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Phantom.
You're not a very good phantom, though.
What? Hey, J.
No,
Dredd, who said that we were trying to be reasonable or logical? Be reasonable here, really?
You resort to the rantings of a madman for advice.
Hey,
You are
I
swimming to the very shallow end of the pool, dear. I'm warning you now.
You know
be
what?
careful.
I get advice from all kind of people, and sometimes I take it in a completely opposite way than they probably intended, but I take it that way anyway because, well, that's kind of that's how I take things.
Oh, you're a tricky Western woman, aren't you?
I'm a grummy dork.
Yeah, well, I don't think that society today with everybody, touching their hands and shit and staring into their hand all the time,
I don't think anything can go wrong now
You
because there's no
don't?
more interaction. Nah, everything's fine.
Hey, Jabberwocky is over on Twitterville. Hey, Jabberwocky. Wee-hoo,
Can
it's a
you?
ding-a-ling time, ding-a-ling.
Yeah, but you can't shoot an armload of dope and play a video game on your phone at the same time. It's not possible.
No, there was
See?
some guy. What was that? Rob Works shared a link. Some guy had a lethal stab wound or so. I don't know. I read the link and went, whoa, that's a
Okay,
devoted gamer.
Free Enslaved wants to be immortalized on the Dork Table. Dork joke of the day. How did Adolf Hitler tie his shoes in little Nazis? Dun. That's dork material for you right there. Insulting yet primitive. Has a touch of sarcasm and an air of, wow, you Nazis are fun to play with as long as you're way over there somewhere. I give it a 6 on a scale of
Oh,
1 to 10.
that's funny. Beetle just joined in. Beetle! Beetle, Beetle,
Ah,
Beetle.
wait. We're getting people coming and going and staying and not leaving. What are we doing wrong?
Hoo, ha, I,
Have you been promising them things on your own show that you will give them on today's show so they'll go and
moi?
listen?
Moi? Would
Hey,
I do such a thing?
a dream date, a
A,
dream date with Graham Z at Hans's personal expense.
you
I
do.
think we could get Hans to finance it too. It would be like a charity thing.
You know, offering someone a dream date is much like wishing them luck because you can have good luck or bad luck, and a dream can be awesome or it could be a hell of a nightmare. Just
Whoa.
saying.
Look, I just said Hansel should finance it, not be the guy that shows up to experience this awesome event. No, no, no. He's got all the money. Let him pay for somebody's fun. Maybe a goober will get lucky and win. How much do
Ooh.
you think we should charge per ticket for entry fee?
I don't know, but man, you're gonna have to. I'm looking here, and I just saw a link for the 5-second rule, and apparently some scientists actually decided to do an experiment and see if it's true.
Whoa. You know, I'm not real impressed with science experiments or science revelations or whatever the fucking bullshit these people try to tell me is true. Whatever it is, it always works out at the end. It ain't true. So,
Ah,
yeah. Did you know?
did I know
Did you
what?
know? Did you know that there's a possibility that none of this is real at all? It's all, yeah. Oh, this is a dork announcement. Hold on 1 second.
Attention, attention.
I'll live. I'll be fine. I don't care. Don't start. This wife. I came back. Yeah, the wife was interacting with me for a brief moment. Thank you for being patient. Yeah, well, they're having Christmas dinner in there.
Ah,
Yeah, well, you know, and I'm on the radio not having Christmas dinner in there.
ah, oh.
So, yeah, we do this. Me and my wife do this little thing called communicate with each other. It works that when she tells me stuff and then I tell her stuff back and then we know what's going on. It's amazing. I think that people should try it.
Ah.
Yeah, all
Ah.
this bullying shit's not working. Hit the pipe. When you start feeling hungry, that's when you start talking.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll get a little truth out of the Congress if they take my advice.
Truth out of Congress? Oh, you are being very, very farcical, aren't
I
you?
guarantee results. I could do it inside of 2 hours, but I have my requirements that need to be fulfilled.
I want everyone in Congress to have a shock collar and for me to have the button.
No, see, now, you're just mean. Now, I can appreciate that because I, too, was once mean like yourself. But now I'm a kind and benevolent, loving guy, and I would say, no, just get them all fucked up to the point where they're hungry and don't feed them until they tell the truth.
Ooh. Oh, so in other words, just start, have Congress in session and then start blowing pot in
There
through
it
the
comes.
registers.
I don't care if you stuff it up their ass with suppositories. Just get these fuckers stoned. And then when they get the munchies, tell them they get the munchies when they start telling the truth.
Oh, now see, that's just cruel. Holding that bag of Doritos or Cheetos
Yeah,
and going,
don't, don't you know? And it's harmless because you're not going to, when you're stoned, you're not going to die of starvation if you don't get a Cheeto.
I prefer my shock collar.
And I also believe that the effects of pot have been so distorted by society. Oh, I got stoned and I raped a cat. No, you didn't, you dumbass. You're just talking shit. Now, if you said, I got drunk last night and raped my cat, I might believe that.
Oh,
But
I
the
wouldn't do that
difference,
to my cat.
well, a drunk man is a dangerous weapon. I'm telling you, I've seen drunk people do the craziest crap. Anyhow, of both genders. But I would say that drunk enough, a cat is not even safe around a drunk man.
Ah.
So, but
Ooh.
the other side of that coin is you can only smoke so much and then you're tired. You crash.
See, and to me, that would just be one puff.
Oh, all right, right. But different people have different levels of tolerance to whatever effects the drug has on the person. And everybody doesn't get the same exact effect as the next person does. It's like an individual thing for all of us. And it's probably the most harmless thing that you can physically do to relax in the society that you're in.
Hmm.
But what the system has done is pumped us full of alcohol that's legal if you're of a certain age, that's lethal, and taken the pot away.
Hmm.
You go, oh, no, 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 the pot is bad. The pot will make you eat brownies and watch cartoons. No, no pot for you. Here, have a beer.
Yeah.
And when they're skipping you off some guy because he looked at your girlfriend to ask her what time it was at a bar, you wonder what went wrong. And then nobody ever thinks, oh, we're not supposed to drink this shit. Some of us go out of their way to be stupid.
Some of us, yeah.
That,
Which is
but
why I don't do that stuff anymore. 'Cause wow,
I just
I
get on
don't
a
talk
rant.
real good.
Oh, baby, I don't know. I I've not been around you plastered out of your shorts in the first place, so it can't be like something you do every damn day. I mean, whatever that is. But smoking, I smoke every day,
Hmm.
every freaking day. Well, and I hear all these stories about pot this and pot that. Now, there's people that are exaggerating their boring life to get attention. Because pot will not make you do anything that you ain't going to do when you're not stoned.
People say that about um, alcohol too.
No, there is. It's true about alcohol, and I don't believe it's true about pot. I think if you keep alcohol out of the equation completely, your results will be different. Alcohol makes us do things that pot cannot do.
Well, 'cause you pass out faster with puff. I do one puff and I'm ready
It's
to
not
go.
even
Not
it's the
not.
experience of being high is not a wobbly, I can't walk across the room, falling into people thing. It's different. And it's over exaggerated through media and movies and chitter chatter. There's no physical. This is what happens to you when you smoke. You can't even explain it to anybody. But it's not the big hoopla that the media makes it out to be.
Do you know I saw something earlier today that 'cause they're saying it's for the children. We cannot legalize it for the children. And yet somebody had done a survey, as if people answered honestly, but they said that only 31%, or not 31, only 6% of people that consume, where in hell I got 31, that
Mhm.
consume pot or use pot are underage or teenagers. And it's like, well, yeah, possibly. I don't know. I think first time I smoked it, I was like 17.
Well,
So,
if it's not for you, okay, but see, I don't say, I just don't like people that tell me everything that I do is bad because I smoke when it has nothing to fucking do with anything in my life. It's just something I do. It doesn't affect my thinking. It doesn't affect my decision making. It doesn't affect my behavior in a negative fashion. I get along fine with everybody I encounter. So the only bad thing about pot is it's illegal. Outside of that, where's your problem?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not asking you so much, Miss Mary, that particular question. What I was saying is, uh, I'm sure you've run into people that have that opinion, right?
Well, yeah, I have
And
actually.
I would trust that if you were to give a third party story, it'd be more or less accurate. You wouldn't be making up wild stories to entertain us on the interweb.
Really? I wouldn't?
No, I don't think so. No.
Hmm.
Now you can read enough links to do that. I mean, out of your own history, no, you're upfront about shit.
Yeah.
Right. But you not being a smoker does not seem to dissuade you from other people that want to smoke.
Oh no, because I'm I'm not hurting anyone. You're not hurting anyone, and so long as nobody's
Right.
getting hurt in the deal, or no
Right.
one
And
other than you getting hurt from the deal, then
well, the
mock
basis
snicks.
of the argument is usually about, well, if you're not going to smoke pot, then you're going to drink or you're going to take pills and all this. No, if you're going to smoke pot, you're probably going to smoke pot, and that's that. It's all the pressure and bullshit and arguments about what you'll do that open up doorways to certain people that do it. But very few people do. Out of the abundance of us, the people that do go that extra mile and shoot heroin or whatever, they're few and far between.
Ah.
And there is absolutely no connection that I can make in my mind to from a pothead to a heroin addict. They're two different people. And the heroin addict won't waste his time smoking pot.
True.
So where
Well, they're from what I understand, they're two. And I've seen people shoot up. Oh, okay. Slim Jim, I'm gonna have to add you to the call. You can't just
no.
call. So,
Wait a minute.
what,
I
what,
haven't,
what?
I didn't feel like inviting anybody. I'm coughing up my smoke.
You're coughing up your lung?
Yeah, I'm not real interested in having a conversation with him. Thank you. Thank you for your attention, but no, I heard him on the Freakers Ball one week, and I'll pass. Thank you.
Huh?
I don't want to talk to Slim Jim on the radio.
Oh,
I've
okay.
heard him on the radio before. No, I don't want no part of that train wreck. I just do you, Miss Mary.
Okay.
But thanks for trying to make things lively.
Ah. Well, sorry, Slim Jim. Oh, okay. What was that?
I don't know.
That was my Skyper.
Ooh, my Skyper. Well, you know, it's enough. We're fairly opposite on the opinion thing. I don't want to start arguing and in defending people on that crap that guy does. So nah, we just stick with the format, baby. Stick with the format. It works.
Okay, well, maybe Slim Jim can call in sometime when I'm doing.
Hey, you can call your show sometime.
Yeah.
That's I don't. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I hold the record for patience. I've done multiple shows with Jose and Vincent. So, you know, but I'm not going to sit here on my own program and be silent so somebody else can, you know, tell me how to think shit.
Oh.
Yeah, no, there was one thing on Vinny's show. It's kind of fun over there. Because Jose was telling me, oh, yeah, see, Jose is a Mexican gentleman, man. And what he doesn't understand is just because you don't speak with an accent doesn't mean you're not Mexican.
That's true. That is
Right.
true.
Well,
Because
my mother's English.
there are people here from all kinds of other countries that do not speak with accents, but I think they worked at it too.
Okay,
So-
well, my mom didn't have an English accent, and because was a teenager when she came over and grew out of it or something, because I never had an English accent either. But I have been told I sound like one of those fellas down at the beach in California.
No, you don't sound like one of them guys on the beach in California either.
I don't know. I was just making something up other than what I truly am, supposedly, is not what people hear or see. To look at me, you wouldn't go, oh, yeah, he's probably speaks in Espanol and his mother's English. You know, I mean, it's not like you look at a black guy and go, hey, there's a black guy. You look at a white guy, there's a white guy. There's a Chinese guy. And then there's me. And you go, whoa, what made that?
Good question.
I'm telling you, racist, any racist has shit on me because I've been in so many groups. I need protection for every group I'm in.
Why?
Because society's a fucking joke and they pay attention to all the wrong things and they please all the wrong people.
See, and I've just learned to, whenever possible, ignore.
Yeah, well,
and go do my own thing.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't.
Well,
no,
yeah.
I don't. Oh, wait. What is it I don't? I forgot what I said already. Oh, I'm reading text and going insane. Help me, help me.
You know, it is an acquired talent. One must really practice at doing that.
Well, I do enjoy doing the Dork Table with you personally because me and you have gone through so much shit over the years, you know, separate from country to country, but together because of the electrical world.
Yeah.
You know, so me and you got a little bit of a history. It's a good friendship.
Ah.
There you go. I mean, for an electronic friendship, this is about as good as I'd ever expected one to be.
Well,
because you have said some shit to me over the years on the radio that at the time it was almost like shocking, but it was funny as fuck, so I laughed with it. But if other people had said the same damn thing you did, I might, hey, wait a minute. Don't you slap my ego in front of all these people. I would cry. Or, you know, whatever. Get mad, break something, yell, whatever.
Whatever anger brings me, you know what I mean? Huh? Olive, you know what I'm talking about? I'll get me a can of spinach and I'll whoop your ass all over this boat.
Okay, Popeye, Poopeye.
Don't know. It's hard to be funny.
Really? Wow.
I think.
I got told the other day that, damn, are you ever not funny? Well, yeah. It's just, it depends on what your definition of funny is, because sometimes I'm funny looking, and sometimes I'm just kind of being a smartass or just plain saying something dumb. And
oh, yeah. I've listened to a few of the shows over the, you know, to hear what we say, and sometimes we have some really good shit to talk about, and other times we don't. Just like any other program, it's just hit and miss. But you know what's really on my mind?
What?
Today?
What?
Amongst every other day. Why didn't Trump nuke North Korea for Christmas? What's wrong with him? Doesn't he understand they need a central bank and they need it soon? He's holding up progress.
I don't want to put that I don't want to put that energy out into the universe. I just don't want to go there. I don't think anybody needs to have a permanent orange afro. As a matter of fact, you know, Trumpelstiltskin is not really doing the orange so much anymore. Obviously, he has decided orange is not a good look for him. Orange is not the new black. Black is black and orange is orange. And a permanent orange afro is just not attractive on anyone, not even Ronnie McDonald.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of liked Ronald when I was young. I wasn't one of those freaks that wanted to sit on his lap and shit, but I got a giggle out of the little fella.
Ah, well, and I never wanted to sit on Santa Claus's lap. And I listened to a video earlier today that was really kind of, wow, that's weird.
Why?
Well, it's The Truth About Christmas by a former Satanist.
Oh, well, there you go. Now, how's this former Satanist going to have the truth about Christmas in the first place? Well, I mean, it's just an argument waiting to happen. Okay, this ought to be fun.
Well, no, it's an hour-long video, but
Oh,
it was really,
sounds
it's very factual, and
yeah, but
yet it was like,
you can organize facts to make your points better.
oh yeah,
In
oh
an
yeah.
hour, come on. In an
Well,
hour, I could tell you that the Federal fucking Reserve Bank was good for you and have you believing it.
well, yeah.
Please.
Well,
If
and
it's
with
if it's
this,
explained the right way.
he said that, well, he was saying that Satan can take 3% of the truth and the rest of it be a lie and say it in such a pleasing way that everybody will take it as gospel truth. And it's like, whoa. Whoa. And the reason why I'm going, whoa, is because I know people like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, seriously. Whoa.
Mm.
But
Wow. That's the
apparently he is now a Christian teacher or a preacher or
that,
whatever
Lovely.
thing. And so he was doing all these biblical references and all this, and it's like, whoa, that wasn't near what I was expecting.
Well, you know a little bit about words. You're
Mm-hmm.
a bit of a wordsmith of your own, right?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
tried to be last night on my little blurb for the show last night, and
Well,
I don't know.
I just had a dork moment, and I got to talk about this crazy idea I have. But
Okay.
I hope it's entertaining because it even cracked me up. All right. So lately, the last month or so, I've been on this real kick watching these time travel programs
Mm-hmm.
because the concept of time travel is it not a fascinating fucking idea?
It is fascinating, but I don't know that anybody really can physically time travel.
Well, I can prove why it doesn't work, but isn't the idea? I mean, it's got a nice rounds. Yeah, it's good. It's always entertaining. It's interesting, but I figured out why it wouldn't work the other night on a fluke. You want to know what would stop you from time traveling?
What's that?
The food that you eat in the other time.
Ooh, yeah. Well, what? Oh,
Your
did
body
I?
would be tuned to survive the time you're in and what you're intaking in that time, but you bring that body back to another time and it's going to get killed. So there goes your whole theory. But it's a beautiful story. Time
Well,
travel. And then they make these programs and TV shows, and it's just to distract you. It's like what I've been saying for a long time. To get you out of the moment you're in now, you got to think about yesterday or tomorrow. And yesterday and tomorrow are more familiar than right now.
Ah, okay.
Well, yeah, they get you with all these ideas. Oh, they talk about your grandma's cookies or, some hook that takes you from the moment you're in and puts you in a moment that you're not in.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's kind of like a
Yeah.
headline. It's like,
Yeah.
you read a headline and you go, oh, that's going to be good. Well, like the title to that video. And there's been several videos that I've seen, and I clicked on them, and it's like, oh, the title looks really interesting. And I click on it. And a lot of times I'll give it like 30 seconds. And if it don't grab me within 30 seconds, I'm done. This is not what I was. But some of them,
yeah.
they keep me going long enough to where I'll listen to like 5 minutes of it. And then I go, no, I'm done. But yeah, those headlines are eyeball grabbers. That's what they are.
Yeah. Well, that's what we do too, except we do it for 2 hours.
Eyeball grabbers, but this ain't video. And there's a reason for that. Besides the fact that I have
okay.
shitty internet, but
The verbal version of eyeball grabbers.
so they're
Audio
ear grabbers. They're ear grabbers.
See, you always know the right thing to call stuff. Oh, I'm so impressed.
It's
Ear
like
grabbers.
it's like a nun in elementary school. They're ear grabbers.
I got a feeling that ear grabbers ain't gonna go over so well with a few of the women listening to this particular podcast. I I just
Well,
realized ear grabbers may have a sexual connotation.
yeah, well,
We might have to rethink this strategy, Mary.
I don't
You
know.
dirty girl, you took it to the gutter again.
Oh, no, you took it to the gutter. Now I'm
Oh yeah,
thinking ear
blame me.
grabbers, and now
Well,
I have a funny little smile.
oh, and RLM, uh, Becky has just posted up some pictures in the chat room, and she's a good photographer, my
Oh,
opinion. Yeah, just letting you know in case. I miss shit on the chat all the time, but I've been seeing her pictures for a long time, and I know
oh,
she's good.
yeah, that is cool. Wow. I like that,
I, w-
Becky.
I wonder how far the electronic community could take being an electronic community. You know?
Huh?
Well, once Facebook got too big, it collapsed into itself from all the bullshit.
Well, yeah, because they're trying to make it a safe space for everyone.
And what seems to be the common link to killing the smaller sites in infancy, or when they're just toddling, is for people to leave the site.
Well,
Controversy comes up, and the nest is upset, so the owner has to take action and do something, and drama.
oh, I know that only too well. Remember, I dealt with
All
that
right.
shit for a while. I had to deal with the
Right.
preschoolers.
Well,
And
I went
most people were very good, but then you had your
Right.
occasional ones that were the shit stirrers, and I kept wanting to tell them, you're going to have to lick that spoon eventually. You do realize
Well,
that, don't you?
but I went to this other site that wasn't at your site. They came after your site. Okay?
Yes.
So your site was once their ruthless competition
Yeah.
for a brief period. I mean, it didn't last very long. They were just coming up when you were going out. But what gets my attention the most is they don't know who I was on the other site. So I come on this site, and because they don't recognize the name,
Oh.
you're just some newbie here. I know Penny Hansen, I know Mental Pancakes, Cirque, you.
Yeah. See,
But
and
yet,
I don't go on Informed Planet all that much anymore either. Just
it's not the point I was trying to make.
I
The
know,
point that I
but
was trying to make is not dropping names and telling everybody, hey, you don't know who I am, playing that bullshit.
oh.
I just let them think whatever they fucking please, didn't care.
Well,
What
people are going to
difference
think
does it-
whatever they please anyway. They just
So I
are.
started a dork table, and we got 10 people from that room that know us from other places. I'm telling you, all this popularity shit is not what this is about. This is about staying in touch with people that you know that might learn something new that you don't know. And the rest of it's just fucking around, having a giggle in the middle, passing some pictures back and forth. We're too old. We're not learning anything anymore. And we're definitely not teaching anybody anything. But we pass information amongst our peers.
Well, yeah, you're just dealing in an echo chamber, and that's basically what anything is.
Right,
Anymore.
but-
You start when you start, and human nature does that. Human
Yeah.
nature will it just you gravitate towards those that you agree with. Just by human nature, people will gravitate towards things that they prefer, things that they find pleasing, things that they agree with. And
Oh.
some people don't mind controversy. Now, I actually grew up in a family where it was playtime to argue. And we would banter and we would argue, and oh, good Lord,
Yeah.
my dad would, I did not get along really great with my dad, but I tell you what, that man made me expand my vocabulary a bunch. He really did,
I
because
know.
he would throw out, well, back then they were $25 words. They're now $500 words, but he'd throw them things out, and then when I would ask him what it was, look it up. And then he would sit there and read his newspaper and wait for me to come back after looking it up, and then I'd have to explain it to him. So, yeah, the guy, me and my dad did not get along all that great, but I tell you what, I gotta appreciate what I learned from him. And that's, there's a lot of people out there in the world that I don't necessarily get along with, don't necessarily even like. And yet
Wow.
I appreciate
Yeah.
what I learn from them because, the ones that I disagree with, they make me push myself to either firm up my opinion or to change my opinion. So, I appreciate that out of people. Sometimes I get to the point where it's like, okay, I've had enough. I need some quiet time. I got to go out in nature and pull some weeds, and they're all going to be named after you. I hope you don't mind. But, I do enjoy the banter. It's good for the mind, and I think that's one of those things. You have, over on Informed Planet, you have your lovely little cliques, and you have these people that just post and post and post and post and post, and they're interested in posting and posting and posting and posting, and they're sharing wonderful things, but they're not interacting. And so it's wonderful to have someone hand you books, but when they come up with like a dump truck full of books and then just dump them on your head, you kind of go, excuse me, pardon me.
You don't see this as a byproduct of the instant society that we have? What would you expect from people other than what they're doing? They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, looking at the world the way it runs.
Well, and people are going to react to things however they react to things, and I think it's fine.
According to their finances.
Well, yeah, according to their finances or whatever, their circumstances. Period. Whether it's financial or what have you.
We're bantering, little missy. Yeah.
I know we are. You dork.
Okay.
No, I enjoy some of that stuff, and I will peruse through it. But I get really, really I back off when people just inundate. It's like, please give me some time to absorb what you've already put in front of me. It's kind of like, if you were to sit down at this table that you're not sitting at, but everybody else is sitting at and having supper, and now you get to sit down at that table, and there's food, and then they bring more food, and then they bring more food, and you're going, oh, it all looks so good. Where do I start? And then you eat yourself into oblivion. And brain food is wonderful, but moderation. Everything in moderation. You need to pace yourself. You need to absorb.
And I'm arguing that I think that's pretty much what society has become. Is very few people slow down long enough to interact. They're just telling you what to do, not telling you what they did.
Yeah, but I think somebody I think society is it's picked up the pace a little bit, but I don't think society has really changed over the eons. I mean, you're going to always have those people that once you give them the time of day, they're going to be there every second, giving you the time of day.
Whoa.
If you know what I mean.
I'm not sure what that means.
Well, they're going once you kind of open the door just a little bit, it's like they get their toenail in the door, and then all of a sudden, bam! They're like an encyclopedia salesman, and they won't leave you alone, just inundating you with stuff. There was people on Facebook that it's like every time I get a little notification that I'm getting a message from them, I just delete it right away, because it's like, dude, seriously, I don't even know you, and you're sending me 20 frickin' notifications within 2 hours. Stop it. And even when you tell them, chill, breathe.
That doesn't turn Hank on at all.
Sorry.
He's leaving. Oh, and man, he left.
And see, that's what, no, Meisterbrock pinged out. I think that's what the government does. I really do, because they know human nature. Most people, most people, they can only take so much crap, and you start putting so much stuff on someone's, in someone's face, like shit in Syria, this over here, this over here. And the government does that because they know people after a certain time just kind of go, "Bleh," and because it's just too much in their face. And so they do that. They inundate you and inundate you with all of this crap so that you don't have a freaking clue what to do about all of this crap out here. And yet, if you stop and realize that all of that crap out there is just out there just to keep you frazzled and keep you distracted and keep you from realizing that if you just paid attention to your own damn shit, take care of your own damn shit, and if everybody just did that, things would be a hell of a lot better, a lot less stressful. But no. And that's
depends on how you define stress.
Well, to me, stress is just being so, I've almost got that end of day signal for those of us that are old enough to remember when TV went off the air, that end of day signal. You get that going because you've just had so much coming at you that it's overload. You have system overload. And
are you on drugs, little missy?
I'm on coffee. That's a drug.
I just get suspicious when you go on these rants.
Well, yeah, and I have a tendency to do that from time to time. I understand that.
That's why we have a dork table.
That's right, so I can rant. And so you can sit there and go, what the hell are you talking about, woman? Shit, I don't know. A couple of cobwebs connected in my brain, and all of a sudden it fell out my mouth. I don't know.
Can you imagine lighting up a joint at the cool kids table? They'd cry like little girls. Wow. Oh, we're going to get caught and all that crap. People, oh, we're going to get in trouble. I go, why? Oh, because that. Yeah. Okay. This is how people have been trained to live over smoking a fucking plant.
Well, yeah.
Why? You answer the question, why? And then you go, oh, it's all about money.
And controlling the way you react, the way you think.
To every other piece of shit thing they can make out of garbage to sell you instead of making it out of hemp.
Oh, and they also know that if you get enough people convinced that it's a bad thing, that they won't even have to really do anything. All they'll have to do is just sit back and wait, because everybody else will step in and go, that's bad for you. That's illegal. You shouldn't do that. I'm going to call the cops. Shit, I saw something the other day. An old couple had like 60 pounds of pot. And it's like,
I want to ask a question. If people are out there, and say yes or no, have you ever posted a pot link pro pot on the RLM? Yeah, and if you want to answer me yes or no, I'd like to see it. But this morning I came on, and me and Grim, I come on with a different name, but Grim knows who we know each other. So anyway, so he knew it was me. Anyhow, he made a comment about people being rude on the RLM, and I thought he was playing with me. So I said, "What? Me?" And he said, "No." And it was that link, that quote from Hans about the pot thing. And it's sad because that's the misinformation that's out there, is that it's not true. And when it is true, but population is just, they're followers of something that we don't have because they're still arguing the merits of something with no argument to back them up with, except for it's against the law. That is their argument.
Well, yeah.
That's it. Well, fuck, it's against the law. Add a knot in there. I don't know. Why are people so easily fucking drug around by their balls over something as unimportant as something that you smoke? Because in the overall scope of your life, that can't be the biggest thing that you ever do, is smoke a pipe load of weed. Come on.
Oh, but it could be a life-changing experience for someone.
Right.
In a position that can make decisions. No.
To me, it's normal, though. So I don't get all the hoopla about I've lived a long life. I'm fairly fucking healthy. I smoke almost every day of my adult life and a part of the adolescent, after about 14. And I've always been fairly healthy. So I don't see what the argument is against pot, except for it does you more good than you'll ever know. And if they can talk you out of using it, however you can, you'll suffer for it.
Well, and maybe they know. I actually know someone that, that cannot do pot, period.
Oh, right. So you make it in a brownie and eat it instead. Whatever.
No, he can't do pot. There is something about he tried once and it was not cool, and he just plain cannot do it.
Okay.
Okay, it's my fault that you went out of your way to get headphones and actually log into Skype for a call. I'm sorry, darling.
Damn. No, yeah, me too. I heard him talking to Moose on the radio. I'm not interested. No. We'll not do that. And Grimner, no. Let him call Grim. Whew.
Well,
I don't know why it's so important to him, but I don't want to speak to him. Not impressed.
well, I'm
Sorry, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I'm done.
I feel like the
talking about
Grammy middle of a sandwich.
it. I'm sorry. This Dork Table idea was mine. I hijacked you. You didn't hijack me. I make the calls on the field, baby. That's the way it is. Thump, thump.
Thump, thump. Okay.
Well, come on.
I know.
If
I know.
ask you for something, I would expect an agreement blind because you trust my judgment of yes or no.
Yeah.
So I'm just assuming the sale because of, we've done this a long time.
Yeah.
And I like to be honest with people.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Nothing
well,
wrong
I've
with
heard him talk, and I'm not interested in talking to him. No, you call Mary and talk all you like.
Yeah. Well,
But
see, and I've
leave
never heard him
that-
talk, so.
Okay, sweetheart, you're going to be in for a thrill. It's like, like flying to Spain, but landing in Morocco. Things aren't going to be what you think when you get there.
Well, I've flown to England and landed in France, and wow, let me
know.
tell you.
Charles, oh my God, that is an airport. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and what's really sad is when you go to an airport and the smoking room smells better than the rest of the airport. It's like, whoa.
I know you've used that one before. I pay
Wow.
attention.
That
See, I have
Yeah.
a mind like a sieve. Nothing gets in and nothing gets out.
no, what?
Oh, I just want to entertain my negative supporters out there in Radio Land. I don't know. There's just some things I don't want to do. I don't have to explain why I don't want to do them. Just don't want to. I think that is the ultimate freedom, is the ability to say no. I think that's what people lack, is the ability to say no. When they really want to say no, they say yeah anyway. And they do shit because, well, they're nice people. And that's not the same thing. Being bullied into something is far different than being asked nicely to do something.
Well, it is far different than doing it of your own accord.
There you go. And if there's any hostage taken to be gone, I'm going to be the one doing it. What do you think of that?
Oh, I see how you are.
I'm a controlling member of the Dork Table circuit.
You got the bigger half. I see how you are.
Well, I remember when you didn't. I remember when you didn't want to claim it. And we got a hardcore 12 out there that check in with us to see how we're doing, because we might give them some knowledge that they're looking for.
See, and there's knowledge everywhere. It's just how you
but see,
apply
the
it,
rest of
how it
we
fits
tell
in.
We tell a good joke now and again too, Miss Mary. I got to tell you, last week you had me rolling because first 20 minutes and you were making jokes, comedy jokes right there on the RL&M for everybody to hear.
Wow, and I don't. Wow.
Now think about this, right? when Johnny Carson did his little TV show on TV,
Yeah.
right? He had his little group of people about the size of the RLM surrounding him to do that nightly show.
Well, yeah, he had Ed, which
Now,
Ed was his
can
giggle
you-
man.
Can you imagine if they used that time to tell people about the Federal Reserve Bank and fractional reserve banking?
They would
and
not. They
birth
would not have been
certificate?
nearly as. They wouldn't have been nearly as popular, and that's a sad thing. People don't want to hear things that actually make them, take personal responsibility.
Wow. That's the way I feel. Well, good. Then they just say, well, then you're dodging things. Well, how can you dodge something you don't recognize as a reality?
Well, and people will recognize it in their reality when they are ready to recognize it. If they're not ready to recognize it, they're not going to see it. That's something I had to learn the hard way. People are not going to see things until they are
Your
ready to
way,
see
right.
them.
Right,
Well,
and
no,
it's
they're not
still-
going to see them my way. They're going to see them
Never,
their
never.
way, but
Yeah.
they're still not going to see it. They're not even going to grasp the concept until they
Mm-hmm.
are ready to grasp it.
Well, what is it about us that we always got to be right about something? Why is that so fucking beaten into us that if you're not right, if you're not on the good side of the thing, then, like something's wrong with you, like the round earth thing. I personally think it means fuck all to know if it is or is not round means fuck all anyway. You can't do anything with that knowledge. So, in the meantime, people argue back and forth about an opinion about something they can't prove.
Yeah.
I find it, wow. Well, it's kind of wasting time talking about wasting time. But as an example, I think it makes a good one.
Well, see, and I think it's fun, and I actually do like
Yeah.
checking out some of their videos and stuff because, they
Yeah.
make me think.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Maybe that's really the whole point, is for you to just think whatever you want to believe instead of always trying to please other people's beliefs so they'll accept you. You can believe whatever the fuck you want to believe, like you do any damn way.
yes.
We all do, but we want to fit into a group. You don't want to be the weirdo that doesn't believe that story.
Oh, I don't mind being the weirdo. I've been there before.
But Mary, there's proof. Don't you know? My argument is this. They've been building shit, claiming to send it out into fucking space for 50, 60, 70 years now, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they're yet to take a picture of whatever we're sitting on. So fuck them.
Yeah, that's not
They're
CGI
live.
or some such.
Yeah, no, a physical, they could send a camera out there and show us what we're doing. But there's something to the atmosphere, so they've made it so the technology necessary to make a camera that powerful to survive the elements and the heat and all that other shit can't be done.
Well, and what was that I saw? And as soon as I saw it, I thought, now how do I know that this isn't just some kind of bullshit thing thrown out there just to keep the pot stirred? But I saw
That
something
tie
about
out
some NASA thing where they were talking about how they don't have the technology anymore to send someone to the moon. And we can't protect them in the Van Allen radiation belt and all this other fun stuff. And they've got all of this very impressive looking stuff in the background, and they're doing all these charts and all of these figures and using letters in their math, shit like that pretty much makes my eyes glaze over. And I'm sitting here watching this and thinking, okay, so you guys are just flat-ass admitting right then and there, if this truly is from NASA, that you never sent anybody out there, number one. And number two, if you can't, then why should we believe you with all of the pictures that you're supposedly putting on? So my mind goes to the why, which is probably why I had children that asked me why all of the time and made me crazy. But I see this stuff and I look at the flat Earth videos and I look at the debunker ones for the flat Earth and I think, wait a minute here, if you take what you guys are saying and you apply it to the flat Earth, it fits.
But
It's
what
like all these
difference
puzzle
does
pieces, they fit in two different pictures. It just depends on how you arrange them.
so what difference does the knowledge make? Does it change anything
It
to know
makes it
that?
to where I realize where I live, it's flat. And that's
Okay.
pretty much what I need to be concerned about.
Right.
And
You don't need to be worried about my opinion of what you think something is. You need to think about your own.
yeah.
But this group think fucking agree with the right people crap. What? Please. We're using plastic cards to buy food. There's no such thing as real anymore. We fucked real up years ago. This is all there's left.
Well, I'm really getting to the point where I can't
Uh,
decide if we are just somebody's computer game and they're having a really good time messing with us,
mm,
or if we're all just individual atoms inside this massive body
mm.
and we just
Ooh.
think that we're, actually like
Yeah,
sentient beings.
you're the crab people, Mary. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Well,
don't know. I don't get that far fetched about it all.
well, I read entirely too. I still read a lot of science
Well,
fiction. So,
but I do believe whatever you believe is the truth to you.
yeah.
So what I think about something, if it clashes with the other person, well, maybe they're right and I'm wrong. Maybe they're wrong and I'm right. That's just a byproduct of talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Well,
is a really good word.
yeah, but we all want to be looked at as sane and decent folk, not that idiot over there thinks this and that and the other. But
Well,
a lot of people put emphasis on that very idea, like it matters.
and I would prefer to be looked at as a decent folk, but I don't necessarily need to be looked at as sane.
Oh, don't worry about that. I will never promote your sanity at any level for any amount of money. I cannot be bought. But
No, I don't suffer from insanity. I enjoy every moment of it. So, eh.
well, being average and normal, I don't know.
Oh, average is groupthink, and normal is a town in Illinois. And a setting on a dryer.
See, and everything is all a matter of interpretation to each person, and just even a twitch to one side on one idea changes shit.
Yeah.
So we'll never all see the same fucking thing the same damn way anyhow. Why not just learn to get along with that idea and just keep your hands off the next guy? Okay? Don't
Yeah.
kill nobody. Tell the fucking truth in all your dealings and fucking, grow some hemp so you can make some shit that'll last you. But that's too complicated for the 21st century mind to actually handle, because they have issues.
Well, yeah, everybody has issues, though. That's why
Like,
I keep saying the only way the world is going to change is if we have a mindset change. And I saw someone say that they the only thing they wish for Christmas is world peace, and it's like, sweetheart, the only way you will have world peace is if you find the peace within first.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I live in a non-combat zone. Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
there's never any drama. I mean, I think the worst thing that's happened is somebody's either had a car accident or an illness and had to be rushed to the hospital. And there was one murder, but again, that was a family from another place that came here, but they kept their problem amongst themselves. They didn't go do all the neighbors in a spree or anything. There's two of the members of the family had a fight, and one of them killed the other one.
Ooh, wow, that's taking it. Well, that is most definitely winning the argument.
Well, right, but the difference in the societies that I came from to the one I'm at is it was dealt with accordingly. The police didn't seem necessary to go to everybody in the neighborhood's house to find out what they thought happened. They just dealt with what they had in front of them.
Oh, what? You mean actual, like, facts?
Yeah,
Evidence? That kind of
Yeah.
shit?
Well,
Wow. What a
I've been
strange
told by
concept.
I've been told by a lot of people that if say you're walking down the street smoking a spliff and somebody didn't like it, they'd have to take a picture of you doing it and then mail it to the police. I mean,
Wow.
right, because the cops don't have time to be fucking around with somebody smoking a spliff on a street in a small town. It doesn't amount to nothing.
See, and that's why they got all the cameras over here, so the cops don't have to mess with that. They just got surveillance cameras to watch your ass.
And it's so rarely
Ooh.
abused, but it's so rarely abused by the public that, or it is so used that I don't notice it. It's so well done that I just go, what? Nobody smokes dope on the street here. Blah, 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 when 5 people do. Or once in a blue moon, you'll see somebody with a spliff in their mouth.
And see, I just don't even notice that kind of stuff. Yes, you are being chatty, Becky, and I agree with you.
Oh, I might have. I think there might be another Becky that did photography on World Truth Days. I might have the two confused.
Oh.
So, whoops. Yeah,
No,
I
I
read
think
something
this is-
about. But
No,
well,
because
anyway,
she said
Becky
the only
I
real
know.
inside job that we can do a damn thing about. So, hey, I agree with Becky.
There. Well, what other job could you do? Clean a drain? I mean, fucking think about it, people. It's got nothing. My
Hey.
life has nothing to do with you at all.
You know
Ever.
what?
Never will.
I had a
What?
drain snaked out the other day because every time the bath got run,
Yeah.
it would overflow in the basement from the floor drains. And it's like, this just really
That's
sucks.
a good idea. Yeah, that's a good time to snake a drain.
Yeah. So we snaked the
Good
drain.
thinking there, Miss
Well,
Mary.
and there was, guess what? There was a hair
Oh.
clog. And once that got cleaned out, by golly, that drain works great now. So,
Yeah.
yay!
Well, you know, they used to make Coca-Cola so strong you could run it down your drain and it would clean it up after a while.
Well, and I was doing the whole baking soda and vinegar thing, but that just wasn't getting it fast enough. So,
No, because hair builds up the wall. It's like steel. It's like the steel of the like silk. Strong, but it's kind of soft and squishy. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you get enough hair, I guess, over a period of time with a little mold. Make a nice block out of it.
Oh, yummy. Now that
Talk
just
about-
sounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's right before you're getting ready to eat, isn't it?
Me? No. But please, I'm not some girl gonna get all squishy over a few words before I eat. Please. You've been playing on the RLM long enough to know that.
What? Okay, wait a minute here.
Oh,
Oh,
let's
okay.
go to the chat. And Grimner was telling me I don't to be right. I just am. I don't have to be right. I just am. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't care. I don't care if you're right, and I don't care if you're wrong. I care if I am. I'm not real interested. I mean, just being honest.
Well,
I mean,
and
those
you're
things-
you're the only one that has to worry about you being right. You know, unless someone else is
Exactly.
following you, you're the only one
Yeah.
that has to worry about it.
Well, I'm in partnership, but that's easy.
Well, yeah, because Circles is right
Yeah.
then.
Well, even if she isn't, I don't usually. It's not big enough to matter. Her
True.
mistakes are usually minuscule crap that doesn't amount to nothing any damn way. But
Well,
the
to
big
you.
stuff, right? Exactly. Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
You are you. I are me. Circ are circ, and then you make
We're
these
a
little
happy family.
right. But that's what I mean. You make these little friendships along the way with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they do things like visit Denmark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is the first year we didn't get a visitor. This 18, but my brother was supposed to come, but things got held back and things changed, so he'll probably be next year.
ah.
But me and Circa, we're coming up on 4.
Booyah. Booyah.
4 months was a big deal. Going, still here? Jeez. Well, learning Danish is difficult. And then people go, well, yeah, sure. Wait. Until they try to do it and they realize, yeah, no. Can say if you learned how to speak English from another country, but you're living in like Alabama, and then they took you to Boston.
Well, yeah,
So,
there's a lot of different idiosyncratic ways of saying things all throughout this country, and there's
yeah. So
cripes.
can you just imagine a guy in a turban that sounds like Catfish Cooley in Boston?
No, no.
Why not? It's possible.
It is possible, but I just can't. It's like, oh God, who is that comedian? There's a comedian that he's Korean, and he grew up in Georgia. And first time I saw him, it's like, no, no, I can't watch this guy because the body does not match the voice because he's definitely got that Georgia thing going on. And it's like, this just ain't right.
Well,
Something.
I just thought it would be hysterical to see Catfish Cooley, but in a turban, talking in Boston. Nobody knew what he was saying because you got not only do you have the catfish voice, but you got the accent to go with it. An accent with an accent.
Mm-hmm.
We're melting pot, man. You guys should be cooked by now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of times things will mingle, but they won't necessarily melt together.
Yeah, you're a cook. When you see a city, do you see how it's separated?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's not just a mystical talent that we share.
I
Because
don't.
the folk in the city think I'm insane and I don't know anything. I'm just
Well,
not willing to abide by rules and, live within the confines of my God-given freedom. I tell them no, I don't like that idea much.
well,
And they call me names, tax evader, ooh, all kinds of horrible shit.
ah.
Yeah, you didn't know
Well,
that? I thought
oh,
I
yeah,
told you
I
that
knew that.
before.
I knew that. I knew that. I just.
Thought I told you
Names,
that.
names. Your lovely wife, Circles, told me one time that people can try and apply labels to you all they want. It's only when you allow them to stick it there and you own it that it matters.
Well, it
So,
only matters to you any damn way. What do I care what you think about something somebody else said? Like your daughter says something to you that really upset you, right?
uh-huh.
That's between you and your daughter. So if I was to find out about it, I would have no opinion on something like that because I wasn't there. It's like
Well, yeah.
the way I look at words is this way with people. There's what I say, there's what you say, and then there's what really happened.
Yes.
And
Yes.
because we're never going to agree about nothing, and we can look at the same fucking thing together and come up with different answers.
Oh, yeah.
So there's something to it.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
called
give, so
bazillions
get
of perspectives.
right. So giving other people what they think they need is an important knowledge in life.
Well, oh,
If you think you need a cell phone to survive in life, is that not a reality? I mean, come
well,
on.
to that person, yeah.
Well, I think it's a reality, and I won't use one. I don't feel I'm succeeding in life because I'm not competing for anything.
Hmm. Holy smokes, you guys are having entirely too much fun on your end of
Oh,
the.
you can hear all that?
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
Ollie,
okay.
you
No,
want to
that's
say
okay.
hi?
That's okay.
Hey, Ollie. Ollie, I'm on the. They can hear you. Okay, he didn't know.
I just
He's
clicked
just
over on
laughing.
Twitter while you were doing that, and someone
Oh,
put
good.
Soul Filing Cabinets put up a holiday card. Jingle bells, I just farted and it smells.
You're so easily amused on a Saturday. Wow.
No, it
Fridays
doesn't
must
take
be
much
good day.
from me.
No, apparently not.
No,
Farts.
well, you already
Fart
knew that.
jokes on the Dork Table. Who'd ever expect a thing like that?
I
Well, I
know.
don't know. Today, Miss Mary, I felt rather canoebonoidal.
To coin,
Whatever.
to coin a phrase. Well, I don't know how to pronounce the cannabinoid word. I always butcher it. Circ and uh, anyway,
Anyway.
used to laugh because of me fucking up that word, cannabinoids. Well, anyway,
Ah.
whatever they are, the good side of pot. Because I don't really need all this knowledge that they give you about pot to know what I know. Because I've been doing it my whole life. You know what I
Ah.
mean?
Uh-huh.
Right. So I've got the experience of all these people with their great findings and their years of research. And I'm gonna tell you something. They knew way before I was ever born what they're telling you today is not new. It's
Ah.
old. Yeah, and anything between 1915 and recent has all been made up bullshit to make pot look bad. It's all it ever was. Stories,
Mm-hmm.
lies.
You know what?
Well,
I got it.
generation. Oh, what?
I got a story here. I just clicked on Facebook. You know me.
Oh,
I'm always clicking around. Um,
it's
a friend of mine just shared this over on Fakey Book. From
oh,
Credit Karma. And
Credit
this
Karma.
is the most helpful response to someone apparently contacting Credit Karma about a debt, whatever.
Oh,
And the
okay.
most
So
helpful response is
satire.
don't pay them a dime. If your
Oh,
original creditor sold your debt to a collection agency, they also wrote off your debt on your taxes or on their taxes, which wrote off your obligation to pay. You can dispute the transaction via dispute transaction or transunion.com along with any other collection agency owned items lingering in your report, and your dispute reason is contract was canceled, and write no contract in the disputes comment. I've cleared thousands off my report and have been working to help my friends and family do the same for free. So, cool. That sounds interesting. Apparently it had 71 out of 72 people found that bit of advice helpful.
now, is that a post or can you repost that?
It's it's a response.
Yeah,
Um,
well, once I realized that you were reading something I was familiar with and know is true, I thought, hey, let her go, and then at the end, post it, let people know, because yeah, third-party debt's bullshit.
well, there are no links to go to. It's just
Oh,
it's a
well, too bad.
screenshot.
There,
Someone
yeah, because yeah, there are links to it.
Yeah, there aren't any
Mm.
links, but it does tell you to go to dispute.transunion.com.
We got your debt hanging all over the wall with a nail. I don't know, Grim. You don't owe me anything. Tell you that.
Well,
I come to your house to play. So, far as
uh,
that goes.
yeah.
Well, I would consider it Grimm's house. And I think he lets us get away with a lot of crap that's not necessary just because we're, bored.
Oh, a cannabinoid.
See, there you go. Okay. Miss Mary, I must have a hummingbird living in the back of my throat because I can't say that damn word to save my life.
Ah.
Don't know why. But Kelly and Cirque used to laugh when I would try to talk about it, and I'll stop it. So, anyway, the good old days when I was a younger fella.
Ah, good old days. Well, I just put that link over here because
Good. Just never know. Maybe
it's a
somebody wants to
fakey
read
book
it.
link, but
Doesn't
hey,
matter.
well,
I,
if
I,
it gets
yeah.
someone started researching and they find that hey, this works, then
That's
go for it.
that's not why I'm against the Facebook. I'm against it because of the censorship.
Ah, yeah. Oh, and
What
there's a
I
boatload of
consider
that.
what I consider censorship is when you start telling me what I need to do to get beyond here's my email. After here's my email, I'm done. What more would you want? Then they
Well,
wanted
yeah.
more. So I said, no, I will draw the line, my friend. We are done. Go well. I am busy. Oh.
Well, I keep
Mm.
with my phone and my Fire, it keeps telling me,
Yeah.
you want to download the Facebook app? No, because I'm not going to give them all those permissions.
Uh,
They
there you go.
they don't
And you.
need permission to see all of this other shit. And it was really funny. I got a new
Mm.
phone because my other one was going downhill.
Mhm.
And while we were setting it up, the gal there said, it's asking for all these permissions, and I kind of looked at her and she said, I'm just going to set everything default to no. And I smiled a little bit and she said, they don't need to know that shit. And I'm like, I like this girl.
Oh, okay.
So she set the default on everything on my phone to
Mm.
no. And if I wish to allow them to have access, then I have to do it. But other than that, she set it at no. And, I think... no, I haven't changed any of those defaults yet.
Mm. Because there's got to be a certain amount of kids that are being brought up by the people that think the way we think, so to speak, and they're not going on in life repeating the error. They're learning from the mistakes made. Because
Uh-huh.
until the 70s, it wasn't a mistake
Yeah.
no, they turned education and a career, they turned that into a nightmare.
Oh, God, yeah.
By the 80s, it was over, right? So for the last almost 40 years, we've lived like, I don't know, what would you call it? Scurvy dogs that smell a carcass is how I would describe human beings today.
Hmm.
No, they're all into the negative.
Well,
Love
yeah,
the
when you
fuck out
get
of that
humans in a
negative
pack,
shit.
yeah, I would.
And then they want to smell blood, and then some fucker wants to go to war, and all. I don't understand, why can't they just get these two tough dogs and just put them in a cage and let them beat each other to death and leave the fucking rest of us alone?
Now
That's my answer.
there you go. I agree with that. If
Anwar Sadat faces Henry Kissinger in a no holds bar to the death, winner take all. I'd be all for that, but you know what you couldn't find? You couldn't find two guys that would fight to the death to have the winner be the winner. They'd always broker a deal to avoid anything happening to them because they're full of shit. They don't really believe what they're telling you. They're not willing to risk everything for it. Just you're everything for it,
Yeah.
but not mine.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
it's like oh cripes. I think I said this years ago. To me, a lot of these wars and shit, especially the religious wars, which every one of them's a frickin' religious war because people religiously believe in the government as well. But they all start out with one guy saying, "Ooh, I want that sand over there," or "I have all these M&Ms, but I
Yeah.
don't have as many green ones as you do over there, so I want all of your M&Ms because, well, I don't have as many green ones as you do." Now, instead of stepping up and just going over and dealing with it, and if that person doesn't want to swap you some M&Ms or whatever, then they go, well, since that person is a bad person and they don't want to just give it to me because I want it, you need to go over and kick their ass. And sadly, there's an awful lot of people in this world that will go, okay.
Well, yeah, but they're lied to about the basis of their decision.
Yeah, they are. But it's just that's where the personal responsibility shit comes in. Instead of just going, okay, say, well, why don't you give me the facts to this thing and how this all started?
Mary, that is how the internet works against us.
Yeah,
because there's way more people out there crying about the exact opposite of what is true. They complain, and I've seen. I'm so beside myself on this. I see people praising Trump on another site, and I'm repelled by it. As badly as Bush or Obama or Clinton or anybody I can remember back to Nixon, Ford,
Yeah.
Carter. Well, these guys didn't represent me. I never felt like, oh, that guy talks for me. I always thought, well, the people that follow that idiot are stupid.
Well, and
It's
see,
not
there
a
you go.
very
So you,
popular way to be, I'm telling you. People like their idols. Oh, you can't talk like that about George. I just did.
yeah.
Well, you'd be surprised to find this out, Miss Mary.
No, I
But
wouldn't be surprised to find it out. I know people like that.
there's fellas out there in the real world that will punch you in the nose if you disrespect their president.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And I don't get the fucking attraction. Wow, you're willing to fight somebody because that guy doesn't like your guy. Sounds kind of like it's gay to me. Does that really belong in politics? Bring in some girls and let's get this sorted out.
Bring in the dancing girls. Yay!
That the dork answer to everything is boobs.
Oh. Oh.
If you're doing it wrong, whatever it is, add boobs and it'll be fine.
Well, for you guys, maybe. But
Hey, Terry Sanders is out there. I posted on the IP and she showed up for the Dork Table.
yay!
And all I've been doing all day is bitching about pot,
There you go.
bitching about the government, bitching about the illusion that society functions in some mysterious way. No, it doesn't. It fucking works exactly like it was designed to work against the people that create it.
I think it works this way because of human nature, period.
Read the fine print, little missy. You can't even own the land you own. No. It's a scam. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, hey, Cowboy said we should have a moment of silence or noise because today is the birthday of the Federal Reserve. Well, whoop-de-freaking do.
Da, 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 da.
There you go.
Isn't it just a little bit coincidental to anybody that North Korea doesn't have a central bank? And that Mr. Trump wants to go over there to North Korea and put a missile up Mr. North Korea's ass over there. You know
Does
what I mean?
Mr. Trump really want to do that, or is he saying that to appease his handlers? See, those are the
don't know.
kind of questions I ask myself all the time when I see that shit. It's like,
Well,
does he
it
really
does-
think that, or?
Doesn't matter at this point. I know better and you know better, but so many other people don't, that they can't hear Monsanto, Coca-Cola, and Bank of America in the background. They don't even notice they're there. They're invisible now. They've just been ingrained into society, like part of it.
Yeah. Oh, Grimmy's
Yeah.
farting in their general direction. Good one, Grim.
Ooh. Wow.
I also see Moosey had a meltdown last night, and I missed it. I heard Moosey talking about she wasn't real pleased with her car. And sweetie, if you have an all-wheel drive, it takes some getting used to with an all-wheel drive when you're used to having four-wheel drive or whatever. I have front-wheel drive on my vehicle, and I have not had a
yeah.
problem.
That's right. Moose,
But-
I wanted to mention this too. Let me interrupt you for a Moose call.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Moose, I read that you did the exact opposite of what other people suggested that you go do. Everybody had advice. Oh, you should get this. Oh, you should get that. And I stayed the fuck out of it, but I read it all. 'Cause I'm nosy like that. And I was real glad to see that at the end of it all that you just went and got something that you wanted. That's all I wanted to say.
Yay!
Go with your gut, man. It's fun.
Yeah,
Other people might not like it, but fuck other people. It's your gut.
yeah, and it's your money
gonna
that you're
follow
spending.
their
So,
gut.
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna follow their gut and get another debt that you can't afford to fucking repair when it needs it, because the system is designed that way.
Yes.
So use your gut to beat the system, like you obviously did.
Planned obsolescence is everywhere. Yes, it is.
Right, but there's a way to survive it.
Yes.
We're survivors of. At least we know it's there. Good Lord, can you imagine being so blind that you can hear this over and over and not understand what it means?
Well, that's called the death of critical thinking and common sense.
Well,
Only,
every
I don't think
time-
it's dead. It's just really buried.
Okay, but every time you say something about a cashless society, my version of that cashless society exists too, just in my way. I just don't bother to explain it because I realize how deep rooted we all are in our own way to the shit we're already doing. And a change would probably fuck us all up beyond what we understand.
Yep. Oh, hey, we got a deep and dorky Vinny going on.
Hey, Vincent, what the fuck? Oh, good work on the trial. And I'm sorry that they didn't say innocent, but hey, what, they're courts. What do you want?
Well, I think it should have been
Well, right.
dismissed
We
with
think,
or with prejudice.
uh,
Because I think
that's
if you dismiss it with prejudice, then that means that they can't bring it back up again. I think that's how
yeah,
that works.
they were innocent. They did nothing to nobody. So, your law, my law, everybody's law is different. And I just think that if you don't engage with the existing one, the corrupt one that takes over and consumes everything, your life will be a whole lot better. But how do you avoid it?
Well, see, the only problem with getting an innocent verdict is the state can appeal. Or I
Oh,
think that
Christ.
can they do
See,
that?
with all the
There's so much,
innocent.
so many goddamn loopholes that they've built in for themselves. But I think the dismissal with prejudice
Oh,
is
okay, and where does all this complicated? This word means that to the third degree on Tuesday, but only if you don't eat bacon on Friday. Fuck all that.
that's
Not guilty, guilty. One or the fucking other.
well, yeah.
With this
Well,
leaning to the left because my ball itches and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. No, the guy didn't do anything.
no, he didn't. He didn't.
Then they
and,
should
and
fucking
from
apologize and give him his 2 years of life they stole from him back.
oh, that is one debt they will never be able to repay.
Right. So, the fucking government, it's going to do this to another guy and another guy until you get used to them doing it.
Well, and I think that's what's key about this. And yes, Vinny did an excellent job. And Cowboy
Yeah.
Tech, thank you ever so much for
Cowboy.
resharing stuff that Vinny shared as well, and sharing other things as well. Because this was an example, and I think that's a lot of what is going on with this shit right now, is they're trying to make an example out of people. Because if you make an example and you abuse one person in a certain way, odds are you will get the bulk of the people going, damn, I don't want that happening to me. Better you than
Yeah.
me. That kind of shit.
Exactly.
And then when
Fear
you have one person stand up, and then that
Yeah.
one person beats the odds because you got this frickin' monster breathing down your neck, and that
It's
one
looking bad.
person basically beats them at their own game and says, nope, this ain't gonna happen, then you have a pretty good percentage of people that are gonna go, so you can fight it. Hey, and you can win while you're fighting. Although this isn't necessarily a win per se, but it is a kick in the teeth.
And what about a win for not fighting?
Well, see, and that would be wonderful, but right now you need to. This system is not going to just crash. It's not going to hit a brick wall. I mean, you have to. You have to.
They're still milking you for the threat of we're going to do this and we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
And that's
they get
part
years
of that.
to play.
Yeah, until people get past that point of allowing themselves to be threatened
Well,
by
the
that
answer
stuff.
is boycotting a product or person in the United States. But the United States has been hijacked with all this new, I don't know what to call what it is, but everybody's got to be protected from everybody. There's no more right and wrong. Now it's you're hurting my feelings because you think and say this.
Yeah, and it's like, what the hell is going on
Wow.
here? Why can't people protect themselves? Oh wait, we can't have people being self-sufficient because then we lose our job security.
Sure starting to
That's
look
what
that
it
way.
is.
Wow. Well, please. So nothing changed.
No, not really.
I thought Christmas was going to bring us a big bag of goodies and we were going to be all happy dorks and such, but apparently not.
No, there ain't nobody from outside that's going to make it better.
Oh,
You got to make it better yourself. And everybody's got to stop this shit and just do
oh,
their own.
I don't want to stop nothing, Miss Mary. I want to do what I'm told.
Okay, well, you just go ahead and do what you're told. See, I just told
Okay.
you. Do what you're told. Damn
So,
it.
so where does it all end?
Where does it all end? When people decide that
It's
they've had enough.
it's all imaginary any damn way. It's all in your head. 99% of the what you think is real is just stories you heard.
Yeah.
They don't involve you. You'll never travel to see how that was made. You'll never buy one, etc., etc. And but we've been sucked into this global thing where we're all connected and maybe not. Maybe if you stepped aside from all that crap, you'd find, whoa, those fuckers are nuts. Stay away from them. They're headhunters.
Yeah.
And they advertise. They got little fucking badges and shiny hats and bubbles on their car. Their cars are all colorful and bright, and they stand out in a crowd. Avoid those. Those are the thugs. Try to stay away from them at all cost. They're dangerous.
Mmm.
See, simple rule I live through. You know
Uh-huh.
what?
Well, no, I'm
If
just,
they don't engage you, then what the fuck is your problem? You know, if I was to complain about all the people that get busted doing shit that I do, like smoke pot, well, I'm smart enough to not do it in places where police are going to arrest you for doing it. You know, it's like, doesn't take a lot of brains to figure that out.
well, yeah, if you stay out of their field of vision, then, yeah.
Well,
But every once in a while, you gotta, every once in a while, you
common
just plain
sense,
gotta.
Mary. Well, why? Okay, why would people go out into public and push something to the edge just to see if it's going to fall off? It's so not common. It's not funny.
Well, I know it's not common, and there are people out there that do that. People that like
Well,
to
yeah.
push the envelope, and it's like, okay, if you wish to
Mhm.
push, it's just like those dumb people with the selfie sticks. And go out there and let's stand on the edge so we can
Oh.
take a picture of me. Oops. Well, that was the last picture of so-and-so. Duh. I don't know. The world is full of weird people, and we just got to learn
That's
to...
what they call us.
I know.
Ugh.
Well, we are
Well-
all weird.
Okay, so where are the divides really at? They're all ideas. There's nothing physical about it. That's my argument, right?
Well.
I'm sitting here 5,000-6,000 miles from you.
Mm-hmm.
So what I physically do in my 24 hours doesn't affect you at all. But what I say does.
Yeah.
Wow, how is that possible?
And yet what you say does if I let it.
Ta-da! Hence, when you called me Captain Asshole, I about choked on my coffee. It was like, oh, she's so funny. Now, if my brother would have done that, I went, hey, wait a minute. Who the fuck are you talking to? Like, dependent, you know what I mean? But not you. So I don't get it. I think you've mesmerized me with your radio waves. Because I called you, I was going to call you last night and talk on your show with you, but that didn't happen. Because I was awake, but you was already on a run.
Yep. Oh, I
Chasing
was
the
too.
elusive story. Yeah, you're like one of those informative people.
Oh,
I found out more. I found out more cures on your show than there are things wrong with me.
Yeah. Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, and I'm not even allowed to call them cures because I could get you in trouble by doing that.
Well, but
Or
I
you
didn't.
could get in trouble. Yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah,
you
I
didn't
could.
say it. I can say all I want, right? I'm free,
Mhm.
white, and over 21.
Yep.
Well, some of me is, and some of me ain't. You figure it out.
Yeah. Hey, I'm warmer than Moosey.
Oh my God! Hey,
By
Moose.
0.6 of a degree.
Speaking of moose, I was reminded at the beginning of the show, is when I got on with Jose on one of Vince's shows, and he was telling me all about this white privilege I have, and it just is amazing how other people view people they don't even know through a voice on a radio program.
I know. Well, yeah, I
I
know
wonder what.
people that go on and on and on about white privilege, and it's like, as soon as you start pointing out some privileges that I got simply because I have less pigmentation in my
Yeah,
skin or a lighter pigmentation to my skin,
yeah, but what's the big? Come on, tell me, what's the big thing you got?
what's the big thing? I got me.
What is this the great thing? I keep hearing about it, but I don't know what white privilege brings people that's so wonderful.
I'm still trying to figure it out, unless maybe my white privilege is that they take my tax dollars and just kind
Yeah,
of,
what's with that?
and pay for shit that I don't want.
Oh, like a bomb.
So yeah, so see that's my privilege. I am privileged to have money taken out of my paycheck every payday so that they can pay for shit that I don't
Right.
want because
But
it's
there's
good for me.
more.
I know, but
That
wait, there's
money
more.
that money is printed with debt attached to it on the promise that someday you're going to pay that debt. So, no, you're in what do you call that? You're in a losing situation, big time. You can't win that.
And
See, they're
yet, back
borrowing
to that
money
credit karma thingy.
Right, but they borrow the money you spend today. Every today is using the money from the next day. So it's all
So
an illusion.
they're going to eat my hamburger today and pay me next Tuesday. But
It's a
next Tuesday never gets here. What the hell?
it's a big money game to make more or less profits at whims, and create this financial market to do this and do that. No, instead of just being able to trade a guy a thing for a thing, we have to have shit like stock market so that some rich prick doesn't, he can play with more money that he doesn't need and make more money off it. And this is what a fucked up planet we're living on.
Well, yeah, because of the monetary system. And Vinny,
Right. Exactly.
honey, Vinny's saying you got to start from their perspective to try to understand, and it's a hard 180. I disagree. It's not a hard 180. It's an impossibility because I will never see something from someone else's perspective. I never
can't
will.
get
I'll
my
see it
head
from
that far up
mine.
my ass either, Miss Mary.
I mean, I'll see things from my perspective, and if they wish to explain their perspective to me, then I will still see it from my perspective with their
No matter
input.
what. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's always you.
Yeah,
Can't be anybody but you.
but I
So
just don't see this whole privilege shit anyway, because really,
joining a group.
you
Look.
look at like the POTUS or all these other people, these fancy schmancy thems on Capitol Hill or whatever the hell. And everybody can say, "Oh, but they've got it so good, and they've got this and that." Yeah, well, in the tangible things, like
Yeah.
monetary bullshit kind of things, they might have it good, depending on your definition of good.
Yeah.
But
Your definition.
in the real world, I mean, I wouldn't
Whoa.
want to be POTUS. God dang, you got to
No.
travel around in this frickin' tank, and you got to have people around you all the time. You can't even take a shit by yourself.
Yeah,
Everybody's
he's used to
watching
that.
you.
He wanted that in the first place, though. He's one of those TV guys. Oh, I want to be famous.
Well,
I
I
want everybody
don't.
to know me.
And I don't get the
Well,
allure
I think
of
you
that.
should. Well, I think you should.
Well,
I
just
think
because
we
you think
should,
I should.
Yeah, we're going to send you in for re-education and the implant next Tuesday.
Ah. Well, the only
Our
kind of
service
implanting
representative-
I want, but don't bump them.
Our service representative will call you between 10 and 12 on Tuesday. Thank you for shopping Flashco.
Ah, okay. Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm going to talk my brother into buying me a remote control business. And then I'm going to hire hackers
Well, what do
to
you
hack
what do you think
trolls.
government is? Government is a remote control business. You know,
No, you're fine. Oh, sorry.
I
I was
mean,
yelling at my sister-in-law.
oh, well,
Sorry.
see, it is a remote control business because they put down all of these lovely little edicts and people believe it, and then people go out and they act accordingly, and a lot of times they abuse their neighbor. So, see, the government really doesn't have to do a whole hell of a lot except for put a bunch of squiggles and lines on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So, eh.
Well, Miss Somebody killed the mood. Grimdork killed the mood with the old 1913 Federal Reserve, blah blah blah. Woodrow Wilson, World War One, do, ha ha ha.
Yeah,
But
and
what cracks me up about all of this shit is that you can have somebody like fucking Hansel that'll come into the room and argue the opposition and ignore fact because they've already got facts. They think your facts are bullshit. So it's just a whose side do you appeal to game that we play.
see, and I
No,
see
truth-
that, and I just think that
Yeah, truth doesn't play into this. It's the attachment to the lie that you have. What are you willing to let go of? It's got to be a hard thing to live 30 years in life and be taught and prompted about how bad pot is, and then all of a sudden, no, well, we were wrong. So what new findings indicate? No, not that new findings indicated anything. That the truth was exposed and we can't lie anymore. They won't even say that.
no.
And we have people like Hans continuing the lie, whether it's true or false. That episode is always going to come up. We're stuck with that forever.
Well, but he does that here on the RLM. That doesn't necessarily mean
right.
that that's what he's doing out in the real world.
I'm not concerned with what he fucking does. I've challenged him. Put a video on here. I want to see you do half the shit you say. Anyway, the point is to use Hans as an example so you'd understand what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That enemy of pot is always going to be available to abuse us, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And they do not understand that they've been lied to. They think the exact opposite. How that's possible, I don't know. But that's the result that I see.
Because they've been trained. It's moo. Actually, you need to watch. I think it was.
Wow.
I think it was. Ron Paul was on Jerry Springer. Long time ago. I saw the
what a
video a
bear.
while back on YouTube. And
Yeah.
he was talking about marijuana and marijuana legalization, and actually just, not legalization, just decriminalize all of it. Just
Decriminalize. Yeah.
And the audience was going frickin' nuts. All that herd was mooing and yelling at him and telling, such a bad person, and it's like,
Yeah.
what? You see stuff like that and you really realize that, herd mentality. But where I wanted to go actually was this thing with the Federal Reserve Act. Have you noticed that every time they do something that is life-shattering,
Mm-hmm.
they always do it right before a long holiday break?
Right, because they got a skeleton crew to control the vote.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the richer ones are home with their familia at holiday. And only the scuzz buckets left that still have a price to make are even bothering with it. People
Well,
have no fucking conscious concept how powerful this goddamn Congress is, who these people are, what they've done to us. It is not believable. That's why so few people fucking believe us.
well, and if you actually watch what is that, C-SPAN or whatever the hell, and some of the video clips they have, a lot of them, they aren't there to vote, but they talk to their buddy to do the voting for them, so that you've got one person sitting at this desk type area, and he's going along and voting for all of these different senators or congressmen, and he's the only one in the whole frickin' row, but he's doing all the voting. It's like, wow. Yeah, you're really being represented well there.
Ah, you figuring it out. All right. Thanks for coming. I see you later. Oh, I'm going to blank out for a minute. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and we're just about out of time. So, y'all been listening to the Dork Table here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3. Also on the RLMRadio.xyz site, RLM
I'll see
Spreaker
you
channel,
next
all
time.
kind of
Yep.
other RLM places.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Yeah. Grimmy will be on tomorrow at noon.
So-
for the blues and hopefully some
blues.
trivia going on in the RLM. I won't be around, but Grimmy will be on. Yeah, I
You
got
got
places to go and people to see and family to mess with. And which is
Grammy Mary shit.
why I'm baking today, because once I get done here, I got banana bread to make and zucchini bread to make and start some scalloped potatoes and ham, and yeah, I got all kind of cooking I got to do. And let's
Wow.
see. Okay, and then tomorrow at 3:00 Eastern Time is Hal Anthony with Behind the Woodshed. Yeah, he's going to take your ass behind the woodshed and open up a can of whoop ass. And then definitely
Al, anyway.
tune in to Gary L and Gigi's Boo tomorrow
Gary
night,
L.
because they're going to have their Christmas edition of The Road Less Traveled. So
Edition of the Road Less Traveled.
yes, it will be awesome. And
99.
I will be back next Wednesday, but, you know, until then, y'all have an absolutely amazing holiday, however you wish to refer to it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time with your family, and don't eat too much, because then you get a bellyache, and then you got to take peppermint, and then you yada yada. See, it snowballs. And if you have snow, have a snowball fight. There you go.
That's what
well.
I do.
Yeah. So, thanks everyone for listening in. And yeah, I know, Grim, I'm gonna get baked today.
Because by the time we get back, it'll already be over.
Yeah, we'll be ready for the end of the year.
Yeah, the end of the
Yeehaw!
month. Yeah.
Yeah, end of the month and end of the
Come
year.